have been shooting at UFOs for a long time and at the same time working with aliens or beings for a long time as well. What is that all about? Well, let's just explore some of the shoot downs and some of the evidence that we are working with them in this video. So get in here. This is Jack with Cosmic Road. I'll talk about UFOs and the paranormal. Please hit like and subscribe and let me know what you think in the comments below. And here is David Grush seeming to confirm the UFO shoot down that Joe Biden ordered, the President Joe Biden. I reported on that a few days ago. This is from Ross Coulthart's reporting. And yeah, so David Grush is talking about releasing the video of that shoot down.
Do you believe that the 2019 classification guidelines for UAPs interferes with the federal government's ability to be transparent with the American people? And do you think we need to be more transparent with the American people? All of you, yeah.
I'll say yes to that.
Yeah, I'm familiar with at least the U.A.P. Task Force 2019 Security Classification Guide. I think it's fair. I did actually help author that with the
you got a bias that way then.
But I will say, I'll call it a lazy attitude about declassifying videos. I mean, I've seen some of the videos of the recent shoot down, and I saw no reason that couldn't have been released as long as they mask some data. The American people deserve to see that imagery in full motion video.
So there you go. And it appears that he's talking about the kinetically engaged event on February 10th, 2023. In other words, the shoot down ordered by President Joe Biden. Now, I don't know who we're shooting at. Are we shooting at good guys? Are we shooting at bad guys? Are we working with the good guys? Or are we working with the bad guys? That's an open question. We don't know, but there are many examples of aliens that have been working with the UFO control group. Bill Uhouse gives the example of J-Rod, but there are many others. Of course, there's the famous meeting Eisenhower is said to have had with the beings. There are various versions of that story. I don't know which one is true, if any of them are true, but there does seem to be some there. And then, of course, Linda Moulton Howe talks a lot about EB or EB1, which is another likely survivor of a UFO crash, possibly even a shoot down, that was said to work with our people. Then, of course, there's the Terry Lovelace information, where it seems to be a deeper level, where the beings are the ones in control. They're not in our custody, and we are working with them. They're not working with us. We're working with them, assisting in abductions. But we're not always friends with these beings. This is USAF pilot Milton Torres. He was ordered to shoot down a UFO the size of an aircraft carrier in 1957. It's a long video, over 12 minutes long, but it's really fascinating. I encourage you to watch the full thing, and I'll link to it. This is from Eyes on Cinema, a great channel, but I'll play a little part of it. So he's going out in his fighter plane to shoot down this UFO. He's ordered. He doesn't know what it is. It's very large, the size of a football field. He's ordered to shoot 20 missiles or over 20 missiles. And because of the extreme number of missiles, he calls in to get that confirmed. And he does get that order confirmed. And I will just play it. It's already, midway through his story. Let's just hear what he has to say about that encounter.
Heading would be a firing. We actually made what they call an intern vector. So that means my wingman was about 5 miles behind me. We would turn on the same vector, and we would come into this, whatever it was, bomber or whatever. They advised me, look on your port side at about 15 miles. That's where it's at. Sure enough, there it was. As big as I said before, as big as an aircraft carrier as far as the blip was concerned. It was an easy lock on, very easy. My radar was telling me that I got about 200 knot overtake on him, over what he was going, and I was going at Mach 0.92, and Mach 1 would be around 750. We couldn't go that fast. At any rate, I had a solid lock, and now came in the target, and it gives you a circle on the radar, and in that circle, they have another little circle, and it has the chisel band. The chisel band is the band you see on the radar when it goes round and round, except in our case it was held still because I was locked on. Anyway, as I was going in, I looked up there, my overtake was holding at about 250 to 300 knots, somewhere in that neighborhood, closure rate. And then all of a sudden, I got started to shrink. This means I'm going to tell him. I said, Judy, which means to them that I've got the complete intercept on my own. I'm ready to fire. I pulled the trigger, and nothing happened, but it was coming in, and just.
I'll let you watch the rest of the video on your own, but yeah, he pulls the trigger, nothing happens, the systems are shut down, the UFO is not letting them shoot at it, and then it jets off. This is only one of many UFO shootdown attempts, and successful attempts sometimes, that I've reported on in the past. And then, of course, there's the Michael Herrera information, which he reported here on Cosmic Road, that the UFO control group, or at least some part of it, is using psychics who may or may not be willing participants in this endeavor to communicate with the beings and lure them in to be shot down, which is just horrifying. These are apparently friendly beings, or at least nice enough to answer an invitation in, and they are being shot down. If they were hostile, we probably wouldn't be shooting them down, right? So we know who we're shooting down. The UFO control group knows who it is shooting down. It is not expecting retaliation from those parties. Does that mean those beings are friendly? Well, obviously it's impossible to say at this juncture, but I would think that at least they're not enemies. But we're also working with them.
I think it's about time that we do disclose that we are in contact with non-human intelligence. That's what needs to be put out there in the public.
Yeah, it does. It really does. So yeah, we're shooting at some beings. We're working with others. Some of the ones that we're working with were recovered from crashes, and they may or may not be willing. J-Rod seems to be an example of a willing individual after he was recovered from a crash. The Jon Stewart alien interview that I believe is an authentic video of a being. I don't know if he was willing. But then there are examples like Terry Lovelace and, the accounts of many, many experiencers that see our service people and, government officials working with the beings assisting in abductions. Clearly there's a lot of interaction at deep levels with the beings, while at the same time we are shooting at them, and we have been for a long, long time. So again, are we shooting at the good guys? Are we shooting at the bad guys? Are we working with the good guys? Are we working with the bad guys? That is one huge reason, maybe the most important reason, why we need UFO disclosure, because we could be involved in some sort of cosmic conflict. In fact, I think it is almost certainly true that we are involved in some sort of cosmic conflict, maybe even some sort of proxy war between species, or who knows what. But we need to, the public needs to be part of that conversation. We should not be allowing the UFO control group to make those decisions on our behalf. But let me know what you think about all that in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this video, please give me a big thumbs up. I sure would appreciate it. Smash the subscribe button and the bell to be notified of future videos. You don't want to miss a thing. Join me on social media, Facebook and Twitter, links below. Love to see you guys there. If you wanted to support Cosmic Road in an even bigger way, please consider grabbing a coffee mug or a t-shirt. See the merch store below, or by becoming a channel member. Channel members are rock stars, and I really appreciate you guys' support. Thank you. Meanwhile, there are plenty of other videos on the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. This is Jack with Cosmic Road, signing out.